possible to find gluten-free food in Egypt? I have been asked this by quite a few of you guys, those with gluten allergies or celiac disease, and I've taken a long time to make this video. I've avoided making it because it's quite difficult. The first reason is that I'm not even entirely sure what gluten is. Like, I've done some research now, but it's a confusing, elusive topic for me. I mean, obviously I know flour, wheat, things like related to that, but there's a lot of other dishes and things that can contain gluten that are not so obvious, you know? So yeah, it's been a difficult video to make because I don't want to give you the wrong information or tell you something doesn't have gluten in it if it does. So that's number one reason. But then the other reason it's difficult to make this video is because Egypt is generally not a gluten-free friendly country. Like, bread is the staple of an Egyptian diet. Everyone eats it. I've never been to a restaurant that doesn't serve bread. I've never heard of a restaurant that doesn't serve bread or dishes with gluten in it. So yeah, it's a difficult topic. In fact, if you go to a restaurant and ask for gluten-free food, gluten-free anything, they're probably gonna look at you confused and wonder what you're talking about, you know? And a lot of the national dishes here in Egypt have bread in them, whether that's koshari or not bread, but like gluten. Koshari, hawashi, fata, desserts like omwali, like a lot of bread is eaten. And so yeah, you have risk of cross-contamination. So even if you find a dish that doesn't have bread, it's been around bread. It's been around gluten. So, but anyways, I've done my research. I've compiled a list as best as I could of things that should not contain gluten. And yeah, let's just dive in and see what's on that list. Yalla bina. All right, so these are the list of gluten-free foods that I have compiled. Generally, they're gluten-free, but with some caveats. First up, we have fool. Fool is an Egyptian meal that dates back thousands of years and is most commonly eaten for breakfast. It is a dish made of fava beans, slow cooked with garlic, lemon, and olive oil. You can order it plain and simple, or other variations such as Alexandrian style, where it is served with some fresh vegetables on top like tomatoes, onions, and chili peppers. I absolutely love fool, and it's one of the dishes I always miss eating when I'm traveling outside of Egypt. But it is always served with bread. The bread is the fork, and that is how it is meant to be eaten. So you can order this and eat it with a spoon or something. The fool itself doesn't contain any gluten, but be aware the fool has 100% been around bread because it is always served with it. Risk of cross-contamination is present. Next, we have ta'amiyya, which many of you know as falafel. Ta'amiyya in many Middle Eastern and North African countries is made with chickpeas, but here in Egypt it is made with fava beans, making it more moist. The fava beans are blended into a paste with some herbs and then fried, creating a crispy outer layer. People will either eat ta'amiyya by itself or in a sandwich. Obviously, skip the sandwich here as that contains bread, and simply order the patties by themselves. Again, risk of cross-contamination is present. In fact, in every dish I'm going to be mentioning, cross-contamination is possible because bread is served with almost every meal here all over the country. So I'm going to stop mentioning that, but know it's a possibility. Here's the caveat with ta'amiyya. I read that some restaurants or street vendors may add wheat flour or breadcrumbs to act as a filler and a binder. Whether that's true or not, I cannot confirm, but it may be happening. Hopefully, Egyptians watching can weigh in and let us know whether that does in fact happen at restaurants or street carts sometimes. Shakshouka. Although not as common as fool or ta'amiyya, shakshouka is still fairly easy to find at restaurants and is a dish consisting of poached eggs in a tomato sauce. Though, to be honest, at many restaurants here in Egypt, it will just be scrambled eggs mixed in a tomato sauce with perhaps a few vegetables. This dish, like most egg dishes, does not contain any gluten, but again, like most dishes in Egypt, it is usually served with bread. Molokhiya. This soup is as Egyptian as it gets. Dating back to pharaonic times, Molokhiya is made from jute mallow leaves, ghee or butter, and topped with fried garlic. The consistency is a bit unusual and can be a bit off-putting for some foreigners, but I love it, and it's another dish I miss when outside of Egypt. Slight caveat: I read that the broth may sometimes be made with bouillon cubes or stock powder, which may contain wheat flour or hydrolyzed wheat protein as a binder or flavor carrier, and commercial broths may contain wheat-based additives. Is there any truth to this? I have no idea. It may vary from restaurant to restaurant. If it's homemade, it probably doesn't, but when it comes to mass production like you'll find in a restaurant, it may be present. Grilled meats can be found at almost any restaurant, and it's pretty safe to say these do not contain any gluten. From grilled chicken to beef and lamb, you will usually be safe ordering this at a restaurant. Shawarma is also very delicious, and you can just order this on a platter without any bread at many restaurants. Just make it clear you do not want the bread. Some dishes to stay away from: stuffed pigeon. Stuffed pigeon is a traditional dish eaten here in Egypt and is very often stuffed with farik, which is a cracked green wheat. It may be stuffed with rice, in which case you'd be fine, but risk of cross-contamination is higher here, and more often than not, it's stuffed with farik anyway. Another dish you may want to watch out for is kofta. Kofta is minced beef or lamb, mixed with chopped onions and spices, shaped onto skewers and grilled. I honestly never even considered that gluten could be present in this, but upon researching for this video, read that breadcrumbs may be used to help stretch the meat batch. I think if that is happening, it's likely at local restaurants and street carts though. Touristic restaurants and upscale places are probably only using meat, but it's best to ask just to be sure. Kofta Roz. Made from minced meat, rice, or roz in Arabic, onions, and spices, this mixture is formed into patties or logs, fried or baked, and served in a delicious sauce. I love this dish, and honestly can't believe I haven't made a video about it yet. I plan to soon. Anyways, this dish is amazing, and I highly recommend trying it. I read that it may be dusted with flour before frying, but I honestly doubt that. However, if you want to play it safe, you can ask the cooks if it contains any flour or wheat. Tagin, or perhaps you know it as Tagin, is a dish originating from Morocco, very often found under the casserole section of a menu. This stew-like dish is made from a tomato-based broth and is served in a clay pot, from which the name of the dish originates. From potato and beef tagin to onion tagin to bamia tagin, which is okra, there are plenty of options to choose from, and it's quite unlikely any of them contain any gluten. Just make sure to avoid any tagins which obviously contain gluten, such as macarona tagin, which contains pasta. Mahshy. Another favorite of mine. Mahshy is rice cooked in herbs and tomato sauce and stuffed into vegetables. Whether it be stuffed into eggplants, peppers, zucchini, or rolled in cabbage leaves or grapevine leaves, this dish is well loved by all Egyptians, and it's a dish I could eat a mountain of and still be craving more. I don't think mahshi normally contains any gluten, but I did read some cooks use bulgur wheat instead of rice, especially in the grape leaves version. Honestly though, that sounds weird, and I don't think that's very common here. Egyptians make mahshi with rice. I'm just passing along what I read, but I don't think you need to worry about it. Salads. Of course, most salads do not contain gluten, so you can always have a salad and feel pretty safe. Whether that be an Egyptian salad, a Caesar salad without croutons, a fattoush salad without the fried pita chips, or any other type of salad, you are usually pretty safe. Rice dishes. Rice is gluten-free. Yay! Most rice you order here will be safe to eat and you don't have much to worry about. Just be aware there's a certain rice dish here that is served with sha'ariyya or vermicelli noodles, and those noodles are not gluten-free. With any other rice dish, it's probably gluten-free and safe to eat. Quick interruption from the food list because I think this information will be helpful, especially if you're at local restaurants. How do you ask for gluten-free in Arabic? Now, I had to ask my husband this, who is Egyptian, because I have never said this before, but if you want to ask for something without wheat or flour, you can say men ghair di'i aw am. I had to write it down, so men ghair di'i aw am. There's a at the end of that. So men ghair is without, the i is wheat, and am is flour, so aw or flour. That's I hope I'm saying that. They'll understand close enough, right? Men ghair di'i aw am. And then the other thing that you can say, and I think this would be, they might take it a little bit more seriously, is if you tell them you have an allergy to it. So you can say, I have an allergy to gluten, which it would be, shukran. عندي حساسية من الgluten. عندي is I have, حساسية is allergies, and then min gluten is like from gluten or to gluten, whatever, Arabic. But if they don't really know what you're talking about with the gluten thing, you can switch to the flour and wheat thing. So عندي حساسية من دقيق and that's it. I don't know if that will help, you know, it might at certain places, so I just thought I would throw that in there really quickly. Now let's get back to the food list. Tahina, or as a lot of us call it in the West, tahini, is a sauce made from ground sesame seeds and oil. It is served alongside many dishes here in Egypt and is almost as common as bread. Tahina is a gluten-free sauce, and I don't think you have anything to worry about when eating it here. However, I did read that some restaurants may add flour as a thickening agent. I don't know how accurate that is, and I question the information I read online about it, but you can always ask the restaurant if there's any wheat or flour in it, just to be sure. Baba ganoush. Baba ganoush is a dip made from grilled eggplants, mashed and mixed with tahina, garlic, lemon juice, and olive oil. It's typically served with bread, but maybe you can dip vegetables in it instead. As with all the dishes, beware of cross-contamination since it's commonly eaten with bread. Massaka. Massaka? This dish is made from eggplants and is either fried or roasted and mixed with tomato sauce and spices. It is often served alongside breakfast items like fool and ta'amiyya. Depending on the restaurant, it may contain meat, but from street vendors, it is most likely completely vegetarian. Fresh fruits. Egypt has an abundance of amazing seasonal fruits. That means there is a wide selection of delicious fresh juices such as mango, watermelon, pomegranate, sugarcane, hibiscus juice, and many other options which you can choose from and order at restaurants and juice shops. You can also buy many of these fruits from fruit vendors which you will find on the street. Other items that do not contain gluten are, of course, roasted sweet potatoes being sold by street vendors, corn on the cob being sold by street vendors, and other snacks like termes or lupini beans, which you can also find on the street. When it comes to desserts, I'm sorry to report, but most desserts contain gluten in Egypt. There are a few which do not, such as roz beleben or rice pudding, and halewa, made from sesame seeds and sugar, but the majority of desserts here are made from wheat flour, semolina flour, or some other ingredient containing gluten. Okay, and so there are some of the dishes that should be gluten-free, or a list of ideas that you can at least go to a restaurant, ask about. And for those of you watching, if you have visited Egypt, if you're a foreigner living in Egypt, or if you're Egyptian, please comment below what foods contain gluten, which do not, because I know there's some dishes that may or may not that you wouldn't think they do, and it really depends on the dish and who's preparing it. So, and if you have any restaurant recommendations where maybe there's a good selection of gluten-free food, anything really helps So for those of you watching, if you want more info, check the comments. I hope people have been helpful with giving their 2 cents. And I'm gonna pin a comment in the top, so when people comment, if they're good suggestions, I will update my comment with all of this information, so it's kind of in an organized way in just one spot. So check the comments, obviously give it a big like, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped a little, and I will catch you on the next one. Ma salama.